Well, looks like it's about that time once again to check in on Archie and friends and see if we can maybe understand what the heck is going on in this show and hopefully figure out why we're all still watching it, you know what I'm saying? Now, usually I would jump around from character to character and talk about what everyone's going through or whatever, but finally we've gotten to a point where there's actually some kind of like cohesive story going on, so really I'm just going to be talking about that. Although I do want to talk about Veronica for just a little bit. But before that, really quick, this video is brought to you by Skillshare. Skillshare is a huge online community where you can learn real-life skills taught by real people who actually use them in their careers. Now, I get a lot of questions from you guys, mostly questions like, why is your voice so annoying? But also, I get a lot of people asking me how to start editing their own videos, or how to learn animation, how to learn motion graphics, that kind of stuff. Well, Skillshare is the place you want to go. One of the great things about Skillshare is how the classes are structured in a way that you can advance as quickly or slowly as you need to. You don't need to commit to a 3-hour class 3 days a week or whatever. When and how you learn is all up to you. Like this really popular class all about how to use Procreate, because I get a lot of messages about what tablet or software is good to use, and Procreate is an incredibly powerful tool for iPad, which a lot of people already have anyway, or at least you know someone who has one. And get this, Skillshare is giving away 2 free months of premium membership to the first 500 people who click the link in the description box to help you start exploring your creativity. And then it's just $10 a month after that. And it's not just creative stuff, okay? They got business classes, finance classes, self-improvement classes, really anything. So if you're ready to start learning that skill you always wanted to, this is your chance. Click my link below, sign up, and get started today. Okay, back to the show. One thing we learned last time that I didn't mention because I was still trying to figure out what the heck this was all supposed to be. But so Veronica's dad apparently is coming down with some kind of life-threatening muscle disease, and this has Veronica suddenly rethinking everything about her life.
What's up, Ronnie?
Well, okay, you get the idea. Moving on.
Thanks for the early morning delight, lover.
What? Who would ever talk like this? So this continues on for a while. Veronica keeps putting on this like sorority girl persona thing where every 3 seconds she's just like, hey Archie, let's make out, blah. And Archie's starting to think that maybe it's not just his abs doing the trick anymore, you know what I'm saying?
What are you doing? Drinking at school, acting like this crazy party girl? Tell me what's really going on.
He's dying, Archie.
Who is?
My dad. He's been diagnosed with a debilitating disease, and I don't know what to do.
So yeah, this is something that's not really a big deal right now, but it's probably going to come back around eventually, so just keep it in the back of your head. But anyway, now we get on to the main story of season 4. Last time, Betty broke into the Skull and Quill secret clubhouse and stole one of Donna's confession tapes. Now, the blowback for this, as it turns out, lands squarely on Jughead.
I won't mince words with you, Forsythe. You're out of Quill and Skull.
Because Betty broke into the Sanctum Sanctorum?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes. We're also terminating your Baxter Brothers contract for failure to deliver satisfactory material by March 15th.
This Friday?
So now Jughead has to write a whole new Baxter Brothers novel in the next 5 days, or his contract is over and he'll just have to go back to making random movie quotes every other sentence again. So for all our sakes, Jughead, please get that book done. But anyway, Betty gives him the idea to just write about everything that's happened to him so far at Stonewall Prep, and as he's doing that, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's another problem that gets thrown in his face.
One of you has been accused of the worst crime a writer can commit: plagiarism, Mr. Jones. It seems that the short story that qualified you for Yale was in fact written by another student.
Was it Brett? No, it was me.
And so Jughead and Betty team up to prove Jughead didn't plagiarize the story, and this is yet another plot against him by the entire rest of the class. Again, for the 500th time. I mean, how does this keep happening? During their little investigation, they come across a shocking revelation about the whole Baxter Brothers ghostwriting scheme or whatever.
I thought the Brotherhood didn't want my Boy in the River novel. You really think I wouldn't recognize my own story after someone did a polish on it?
Oh, you really should have had a lawyer take a much closer look at your contract. We kept the elements we liked and let another ghostwriter try their hand at it.
Who?
All of your classmates collaborated on it.
Oh my goodness, up is down, black is white, coal is Dylan? What's going on here? So they keep on digging into Donna, Mr. Chipping, Brett, the book series, and all that, and it seems like they're starting to get closer to the truth, which is starting to make all the other kids in the class a little nervous.
Turns out, I do have a tape of you in Ponytail doing the nasty. And if you so much as utter a single j'accuse, I will release it wide.
You think blackmail is gonna stop me?
That tape might not hurt you, Jones, but it will destroy Betty.
Are we talking about the same Betty? Are we all just gonna ignore everything she's been doing throughout this entire show? I mean, that tape would just be one more thing to put on the old private Snapchat, you know what I'm saying? Now, instead of consulting Betty and getting her point of view, since she's kind of sort of in the center of all this, Jughead just makes up his own mind about it.
The penalty is immediate expulsion. You can either gracefully, quietly withdraw from Stonewall Prep, or you can stay and fight the accusation of plagiarism in a public forum where you could win, but you'll lose.
I'll leave.
So after this is all said and done, Donna and Brett invite all of the main characters to an Ides of March party in the woods, because that's what kind of school this is, you know what I'm saying? And so Jughead shows up in a bunny mask, of course, why wouldn't you? And goes off into the forest with Brett to settle things once and for all. Now, Betty tries to follow them and runs into Donna, who gives us an interesting little piece of information.
I've been doing a little investigating of my own. I even took a field trip to Shankshaw Prison to see your old friend, Evelyn Evernever. And do you know what Evelyn told me? The magic word.
And the very next scene, you'll never guess what happens.
Is he breathing?
Yep, this is definitely legit. But all the same, this brings us all the way back to the scene we first saw at the very end of season 3, where everyone's standing around burning their clothes and Jughead's hat in the fire and all that stuff. And after this, they get Charles's help to deal with Jughead's body, and now everyone has to just go about their lives like nothing happened, pretend everything's fine. It's kind of like when you go on a date with someone who's like way out of your league and you're just trying to sit there like normal, but the whole time your brain's like... Anyway, so eventually, Betty and friends go talk to Charles to see if he can help her remember what actually happened that night when Donna used the magic word or whatever happened. And that's when we learn the truth, sort of.
No, the other magic word. You want to hear it?
She blew this powder, like this white powder.
It might be scopolamine. It's a potent drug that blocks certain neurotransmitters affecting one's short-term memory, much like a blackout.
Would Betty have been capable of...
Delivering a killing blow to Jughead? Doubtful.
Now, after realizing that Betty probably didn't actually do anything, instead of hiding and pretending nothing happened, they decide to plant Jughead's body so his dad would find it and disrupt whatever plan Donna and Brett have going on. Which seems a little weird, you know, because Jughead is allegedly dead, and they're just kind of like dragging his body around like no one seems to care either way. But anyway, after all this, Betty meets up with Donna in the forest once again.
Why reveal the body when everything will just point back to you?
Maybe it's because I know you killed him.
As usual, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You and your Stonewall chums think you know me? I am the daughter of the Black Hood, and I'm coming for you, you psycho.
Brontosaurus. Anyway, so now that FP has found Jughead's body, the real investigation begins. He gets a warrant to search Donna's room because of an anonymous tip, probably from Betty, I assume, and that's when Donna starts getting kind of desperate.
The night of the party, Brett and I decided to sneak into the woods to do what teenagers do.
What does that even mean? What exactly do teenagers do, Donna? You just out there playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards or something? What's going on?
Until we saw Betty holding a rock, standing over Jughead. And then we saw that she wasn't alone. She was with those friends of hers.
So this leads to a lot of back and forth. He said, she said, did Betty do it? Who did what? You get the idea. Now, Donna starts to spread rumors that Jughead is actually alive, and this was really all some plot by Betty to frame the Stonewall kids. But no one has any proof either way, so it's kind of just fanfic at this point. But I mean, like, this is Riverdale, right? So like, being dead is kind of just like having a cold. Just drink some orange juice, give it a week, you'll be fine. Now, as time goes on, Betty's starting to feel a little overwhelmed by the whole thing because everyone's saying that Jughead's alive, but she keeps on waiting around for him to show up, and he never does. So this leads her and Archie to have a little moment.
I can't do this, Archie. I feel so alone.
You're not.
I just want to feel good, even for just a few moments.
But yeah, so basically it just goes like, I'm really sad. Me too. You want to make out? Okay. And then Veronica finds out and she's like, harumph, and everything starts falling apart.
Of all people, Betty? How could you do this to me?
Right. What?
Don't play innocent with me, Archie Andrews. Kissing my best friend in the music room.
But would you believe, and I hope you're all sitting down for this one, all right? It turns out this was just a secret plan to get Donna off the scent and make it seem like Betty was just in some kind of mood, you know, where she can't get enough. And that's when we get the shocking plot twist of the century.
Even by our standards, this was a pretty crazy week.
Well, pretending to be dead is one thing.
Well. Huh. Okay, show of hands, and be honest now. Who saw this coming? Trick question, literally everyone did. But let me just see if I can summarize everything real quick here. So Brett and Donna tried to kill Jughead, but he knew that was gonna happen, so he played along and faked his own death. Donna blew some magic powder in Betty's face to make her black out, and then everyone would think that she did it. But after seeing Jughead's body, they must have known he wasn't dead, because like they move him twice out of the forest and then back into the forest. And this is of course assuming that everyone didn't already know about this whole plan from the beginning anyway, because we come to find out that FP and Charles and like everyone is in on the whole thing the whole time. So really this was all just some big trick so that Betty could make out with Archie. And like that whole scene where Betty gets hypnotized to remember what happened that night and whatever, like they already know Jughead is fine by this point, so why are they even doing this? Why am I even trying to understand this show anymore? Basically, this whole Jughead might be dead thing that they built up over the entire season as some kind of paradigm-shifting event or whatever, turns out it's a minor story beat that lasts for like 1.5 episodes. So yeah, just in case you were wondering, Riverdale is indeed still Riverdale. And so now the Stonewall Prep kids are starting to unravel, Donna's losing her mind about all this, and Jughead has a plan to take them all down once and for all. And that's where we are so far. I will say though, I'm kind of glad they finally brought everyone together for some kind of actual plot thread instead of just, random adventures for no reason. Now that being said, we still have like 6 or 7 episodes left of season 4, including another musical episode, okay? So we're not out of the woods yet. So as we're entering the last third of the season, and I say this probably every month I do one of these videos, but it's just like nothing at all has really happened whatsoever in this season. In season 2 and 3, we had cast members who either died or seemed like they died or like some kind of big reveal, but it's like nothing's happened to anyone with any permanence. And like this whole season, right, they've been dropping hints with this idea that Jughead's gonna die or something big is gonna happen in the show. And like I said earlier in the video, like, yeah, Jughead dies, quote unquote, for like 1.5 episodes and then he comes back. Like every couple episodes they've been dropping this March of 2020, Jughead's gone and Betty's like this and everyone's burning their clothes and it's like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And now we finally got there. We finally got to the mystery and the reveal and it was nothing. Like for example, in season 3, when Betty's mom joined the cult, that was a major plot point, right? She joins the cult and that kind of leads the rest of the story along. That kind of leads the rest of the season about, well, she's in the cult now and so is Polly and Betty's trying to get them back and that's like a major event, right? This season made it seem like Jughead dying was the same thing and that's gonna like completely shift how things go and that's gonna change everything and nothing changed, nothing of any consequence came out of anything. It's a minor hiccup. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss any videos from me. Follow my dog Charlie on Instagram. Also, he has a TikTok now. It's Charlie_mom. Follow me on Twitter. Let me know what's your favorite part of the video or just say hi. That's fine too. Or what video I should do next. Check out the new merch. Link is down below. And above all else, everybody have a great day and I'll see you all next time.